Now, there's nothing illegal about auto title loan lending. But before you take them for a ride, less than 10 seconds for a tornado to turn what once was a garage or a shed into this heap of metal and wood. Trees are down all over the area. He says if you're walking around, going from store to store, do not, hold your wallet out. 9:40 p.m., two men armed with shotguns actually ran inside this Dollar General store right now. You may be excited to come in here, pump some iron come January 1st. Next time you want to buy a Georgia lottery ticket, you might want to consider buying it here, and here. Just to fix up downtown buildings like this. But in this letter, they allege that the city used those funds just for their general expenses. There's at least one organization in Macon that's working to make sure that when people get out of jail, people coming out here to Rep Today can find out how to take care of snakes. There's a lot that goes into getting this F-15 fighter jet from the ground to the skies. But if you see Lembrick, officers say he is very dangerous. You can see the paint is chipping, peeling away, and the wood right here is actually so soft and rotten I can push my finger right into it. You can see I got a piece of what once was one of the blighted homes here off Livermore Avenue, and now there's a lot of reasons to be nervous in college. Long essays, final exams, and in some cases, crime. After going through data from the U.S. Department of Education on how many serious crimes happen on Middle Georgia's college and university campuses, one crime popped up again and again across the board: sexual assaults. Mercer University saw 10 sex offenses in the last 6 years. At least 6 of those were reported as rapes. Georgia College had 9 sex offenses committed on campus in the last 6 years, including at least 5 rapes. Middle Georgia State University has seen 7 sex offenses in the last 3 years. And even Macon's all-women university Wesleyan College has seen 3 sex offenses in the last 6 years. Now compare that to Georgia's larger schools like the University of Georgia or Georgia Tech, who each saw more than 40 sex offenses and rapes in the last 5 years, and it doesn't seem like very many. But even one sex offense is a serious crime. Campus police chiefs, however, say these aren't done by sexual predators coming onto campuses.
Sexual assaults that occur at Mercer are between 2 known people. They know each other.
These are typically not stranger sexual assaults.
For acquaintance type sex offenses where they knew the violator.
It was almost always somebody the young lady knew.
Director of the Women's Center at Georgia College, Jennifer Graham, works with sexual assault victims and says that trend is valid.
80 to 90% of the time, a victim of sexual assault is going to know the person who assaulted them.
Graham says that's part of the reason why sexual assault is the most underreported crime on college campuses.
A victim shouldn't be ashamed of what somebody else did to them, but they often are, and it's especially because a person was sitting in class.
Associate Professor of Criminal Justice, Dr. Carrie Cook.
Access to substances, drugs, and alcohol increases. And so in a lot of ways, the context of sort of the substance use and the social setting of college campuses creates a space where those things can happen.
Cook says avoiding alcohol can really reduce your risk of being sexually assaulted, but alcohol is not the only factor, and help's not far away. Every college and university in this report provides counseling for victims of sexual assault.
They can go to the Title IX coordinator and all resources are labeled out for the victim.
Graham says at Georgia College they can even take it a step further.
Some interim measures that we can help, that perhaps we can create some distance. Maybe we can change some class schedules. Depending on circumstances, we are sometimes able to put in place no contact orders on campus.
But Graham and police chiefs agree the best thing is to prevent sexual assault from happening in the first place. Wesleyan Campus Police Chief Lionel Doss lets students keep a record of who they're dating if their behavior changes. Others focus on bystander intervention.
We got her out of there. We said to him, hey, that's not okay that you talk to her that way, or that she's too drunk. You don't need to take her home right now. That sort of thing.
Graham says preventing sexual assault is up to both men and women.
But until we are able to have conversations with our students around sex and consent and what a healthy sexual relationship looks like, then I think we're going to continue to see high rates of sexual assault.
Eric Mock, WGXA News. Let's say you own a business. Someone walks in looking for a job. but you find out they have a criminal record. President of Savannah Luggage Works, Alan Rice, says most might turn them away.
There's a legitimate concern among employers bringing in somebody with a criminal record.
But some Vidalia churches are partnering with employers to give these men the work they need to stay out of crime. Rice waits for the okay from Wilson Johnson before hiring young men who've committed crimes. Johnson works at the St. Paul AME Church in Vidalia. Through the church, he founded Community Project Hope.
And I will see young men pleading guilty for breaking and entering or stealing or something like that, and making deals to go to prison for 10 and 15 years.
Wilson says jail was only teaching these men to be better criminals.
I just felt that something needed to be done.
Project Hope keeps track of young men ages 15 to 25 who found themselves on the wrong side of the law. Men like Terrell Mackey.
In a little trouble myself, but I guess my brothers had hit the fan first, so I came to him and I asked him what all I could do.
After Mackey met with Johnson, the wheels started turning in his mind how to change his life.
So you can convert your life over to Christ and over to being a positive person.
Now Mackey has a job, and he's not keeping the good news to himself.
Say like 15 that I have brung to Mr. Wilson, and he helped them. And they mindset has changed.
Johnson says Rice was the first business owner to jump on board. They explain how crucial businesses are to the whole process.
If they don't have a job, they may think you have something and want to take it from you.
If Wilson figures out a way for them to get a second chance, but they don't have a job, obviously nothing positive is going to happen.
In Vidalia, churches and businesses are working hand in hand to give troubled youth a chance to work with their hands.
We still deal with him not being here.
Every time that we go out on a call, that we know that it could be our last call.
During the 9/11 weekend, we remember the lives of first responders lost in the line of duty, and Middle Georgia is no different. 4 first responders, each remembered in their own unique way. 2 Middle Georgia firefighters who lost their lives fighting structure fires in 2015. Lieutenant Ricky Thurman of the Swainsboro Fire Department and Lieutenant Randall Parker of the Macon Bibb Fire Department, honored at the Georgia Public Safety Training Center Saturday.
You know, because there's times where you do feel alone.
Parker's wife Sandy says it helps knowing her husband and her family are not forgotten.
You do, and the kids and I feel alone, but this right here serves as a good reminder we're not alone.
Not too far away in Culloden, a not-so-traditional service for a fallen Monroe County deputy who loved the outdoors. Deputy Michael Norris was shot and killed while responding to a suicide call in 2014.
I think him being the first law enforcement officer that was killed in Monroe County, it really shocked Monroe County.
But Norris's aunt Tammy Pearson says that's not the point of today's ATV ride.
I didn't want to concentrate on the sad part of losing him, but concentrate on his life and the things that he enjoyed and that we enjoyed to do as a family.
In Macon, another unique ceremony honoring investigator TJ Freeman, who lost his life during a high-speed chase in May of this year.
TJ Freeman, we love you. The release. Balloons.
Followed by a butterfly release. Freeman's wife Jessica says today they not only remember her husband, but celebrate unity between law enforcement and the people they serve.
People of all kinds of things here today, all together, no color, no fighting, no anti-police, pro-police. It's not even pro-police, it's just thank the good ones for doing what they do.